New developments in a proposal to dig up thousands of acres in central Florida for rock and concrete. The blast would go right through the habitat of the Florida panther, and that is raising some concerns. Baynews9's Al Rochelle sat down with our partners at the Times to find out more.
Joining me right now from the Tampa Bay Times is Craig Pittman talking about panther habitats. All right, we know where the panthers like to live, which is an area that sometimes is dug up by miners trying to get the phosphate and the materials out of the ground. Okay, that's not good for panthers, is it?
No, it's a big problem. One of the major areas in Florida for digging up lime rock for use in making pavement and concrete is the same area where Florida panthers live, down in the southwest Florida area. And there's currently a lawsuit now going on over the permits that are being issued to allow these mines, in part because once the mines are done, they don't have to put back the landscape the way it was, the way you see with a phosphate mine. Instead, they convert it over to development, and the mine becomes a big artificial lake.
Now, the developers are going to say, well, look, it's our property. We ought to be able to do what we want to with it, but they make double the money by selling the rock, but then making these, well, incredibly beautiful subdivisions.
Sure, and everybody says, oh, look, we've got waterfront property. The downside, though, is these artificial lakes are basically biologically dead. They don't really mimic natural Florida lakes, so there's no fishing in there. You can go boating on them, but you can't really fish for anything in there.
So are the feds trying to do anything to stop this or prevent it or at least scale it back?
From the records I've seen, no. They try and ask questions. They try and find out, what are their future plans, but under the rules they operate under, they really don't have the leeway to ask about, hey, what are you going to do with this property when you're done with it? And so there's really no constraint on them.
Anybody kind of raising a stink about this, or is it just pretty much let it go and then the panther habitat is gone and the panthers are gone?
It's been very controversial, and partly because of the panthers, and environmental groups are suing, but also because these mines are also in areas that are important for the water supply, and so there's a concern that the mines might be damaging the aquifer down there.
So who's going to carry on this lawsuit? What group is filing that?
It's the Conservancy of Southwest Florida is the lead on it, and also the Center for Biological Diversity.
What are the odds that they're going to win, given the power of a lot of these lobby groups, especially the mine lobby?
Well, we'll see. A couple of years ago, a federal judge actually did reject a mine permit that had been issued in that area because he said the Corps of Engineers and the Fish and Wildlife Service had failed to do a cumulative impact study to see, look, it's not just this one mine, it's all of the mines, and how are they impacting the panthers. Well,
this is a story we're going to have to follow very closely. Craig, thank you so much for writing about it. Folks, you want to see it, pick up a copy of the Tampa Bay Times. Good talking to you, Craig.
Good talking to you. Thanks, Al.